Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. This is the English class. English 6 from your book Traveler 6, module number 3, Body and Mind, unit 6, which is about the body. We're going to discuss page 71. So let's go ahead. In our lesson today, you're going to need your book, your workbook. We will do some exercise there in your workbooks, a sheet of paper and a pen so you would write your notes. Now open your books on page 71. We will start with the vocab part. Okay. At the beginning here on page 71, we have phrasal verbs. What do we mean by a phrasal verb? We have discussed that before. A phrasal verb is a verb that is followed by a proposition. What is a verb? Any action verb, any word that connotates, that tells you about an action. Bring, put, study, work. These are verbs. These are action verbs. And the proposition are like in, on, at. You have the examples of about and with and many others. Okay, so let's read this sentence. If you suffer from asthma, it could bring on an attack. What is bringing on? If something is bringing on another thing, it would lead to. It leads to. So if you have this thing, it will bring on. It will cause you an asthma. So this is about the phrasal verbs. So let's try to do the exercise. We have here match the phrasal verbs in bold with their meaning. So we have bring up, bring about, bring round, bring back, and we have bringing in, and we have the meanings A to E. I will read the sentence and we will try to match them with A to E. So let's start with number 1. I was brought up in a very strict household. When I was a child, I was brought up, I lived there. So what is bringing up? Bringing up is to raise a child, to take care of a child where the environment, the whole place was strict. They don't have fun in that environment or in that house. Number 2. With that attitude, with the things that you are doing, you will bring about his own downfall. He will bring about his downfall. What is bringing about? To bring about something is to cause something to happen. If you continue doing this thing, you will cause yourself troubles. Okay, 3. He doesn't want to go to the market, but I will bring him round. What is he wants something and I want to change his mind. So I will bring him round. Bringing round is the idea of convincing someone to change his mind. He doesn't want to go, but I will convince him to go. I will bring him round. Number 4. Seeing that old swing, something from your memories, brought back my beautiful memories of childhood. So when I saw the swing, which is a ride or a game, it brought back, it retrieved the memory. So it caused me to remember. It reminded me with my childhood. So I can see the pictures or I can see things from my childhood. So they will bring back, they will remind me with my childhood. Number 5. Even though we both have 2 jobs, neither of us brings in enough money to survive. What is bringing in money? When you are working, you are bringing in money. So you earn. You are working, so you get the money. Bringing in money. Okay, so these they are. Let's go to another topic, then we will do an exercise. We will speak about expressions with put. What is an expression? An expression is a kind of a phrase or an idiom. We have 2 words following each other, maybe 2 nouns, a noun and an adjective. Maybe it is a verb with a noun followed by a noun. And when you use them, it's not usually grammatically correct, but you sound much more like a native speaker. People will think that you are much more advanced in your English. So let's read the extract here and we will get to know what is the meaning of this one. The peppermint, which is a herb, put the athletes in a good mood. So it put them in a good mood. How does it make them feel? It makes them feel happy, in a good mood. It put them in a good mood. Putting in a good mood makes someone happy. Let's try to bring other collocations, or let's say expressions with put. These are some others. We have, you can put a blame. After, we will use only nouns. Putting a blame, putting money, investing, putting pressure, asking too much from someone, and putting effort when you work so hard. We're doing the following exercise, which is, let's do it here. You will use blame, effort, stop, money, pressure, or pressure. So you will complete the sentences with the nouns from that box. So let's read number 1. My father is putting on me to go to night school. So you are at a turning point, and everyone is putting what on you? Everyone is asking you for something else. So this is the idea of putting pressure. If you look at this lady, she's having pressure. Everyone is putting. Her family is asking, her work is asking, her husband is asking. Everyone is asking something from her. So she is under pressure. Everything is putting pressure on her. Someone has to put to all the needless waste. We have to stop this. You have to put a stop to end that waste. We have to save the environment. Okay? I hate it when people put the on others and they don't take responsibility for their mistake. You do something, then you will put the blame. What is putting blame? The idea of putting blame. So someone is there and we have a mistake, we have something wrong, then everyone is going to put the blame. He is the one who did it. Maybe the mistake is a shared experience. Everyone was part of that experience or was part of that mistake. So it is not a good idea to put blame, to blame just one person. 4. You can really tell that he put a lot of into building that tree house. When you are building, you are putting effort, and you are putting effort. You are working so hard. So he tried so hard, and he put his effort and his money as well. So he would do that. They have put so much into their house that now it is worth twice as. So its price is higher. It's expensive now. So they put money. They invested. They put their money there. So their house is expensive. It is not a cheap one. Now let's check your workbooks on page 49. Workbooks, page 49. Here we have an easy exercise, which is just choosing the correct answer. We're going to do both the phrasal verb, which is bring, and the other one, which is the expressions with put. So, number 1, I am desperate. I am desperate. I am helpless. I can do nothing. I need to find a second job if I want to bring on or in some extra cash. I want to bring on. I want to earn more money. My boss keep putting more and more blame or pressure on me to finish the project. He is demanding. He is always asking me, just finish it in no time. So he is putting pressure, putting blame. You are the one who did that. The local authorities, let's say the police, are trying to find out what brought about all around the disaster in the forest. So they want to know it came from where, what brought about, what led to this or that thing. So we have a problem and we want to know what brings it about. Leo was brought up or in a family which everyone loved and respected each other. When he was a child, he was brought up. Okay, he was brought up. When he was a child, they raised him in a good environment. Rami has put too much effort or money into his business that he has none in the bank. What do we put in the bank? We have, so it is the money. You are putting effort and money at the same time, but because we have the word bank here, we're going to refer to the idea of money. Looking at those pictures, they remind you with something. Brought up or back some happy memories for me. They will remind you, so they will bring back things. Bringing things back. Okay, this is about the expressions that we've got so far. So let's speak grammar. This is an easy one, which is not usually not commonly used, but we're going to do it. Look at the examples below and answer the questions that follow. Number 1, never have I seen such a great variety of essential oil. Number 2, not only did the ancient Greeks know about aromatic oils, but they do this and that. So let's discuss the idea here. We started with one time with never and the other time with not only. Then here we're using a verb, and here we have a verb as well. Then it is followed by, we have it here, which is the subject here. Okay, so we have the subject there. And here we have a verb, and the ancient Greek is the subject. So if it is a verb, then a subject, a verb plus the subject, so is this one, we call it a sentence or a question? It should be, grammatically, it is a question. Grammatically, this one is a question. But let's check it now here. Never have I seen such a great variety of essential oil. If you can notice here that we've got, what we have got here, by the end we have a full stop here and we have a full stop there. Okay, so we have two full stops. Do you think it's a sentence or it is a question? So, are the examples statements or questions? Are they sentences or questions? The answer here, they are both statements. Why? Because they ended up with a full stop. By the end, we don't have a question mark, it is a full stop. However, are the verbs in the affirmative or in the question form? The verb, the order of the verb, then we have the subject. So the order of the sentence tells you that it is a question. So what do you think? Is it a question or it's a statement? We can tell that this is a different form of sentences, that we use it. Why? The purpose, we use it to emphasize, to put much more focus on the sentence. I want to tell that this thing is very important, and I want to tell that this thing is so different, and we would say that to emphasize on it. So I will change the order. The verb comes first, which is the stronger, and the noun is going to follow. Okay, so is it always the case? This is confusing. So I would confuse, is this a question or it is a sentence? It is confusing, but no, this is not going to be confusing, because these inversions are going to start with one of these nouns. So here we have, when the following words and expressions are at the beginning of the sentence, the verb in the main clause is in a question form. So when we have any one of these, yes, we have any one of these, the order is going to be verb plus subject. After it, we will have verb and the subject, and this is going to be a sentence. It is not a question. Never, rarely, seldom, until we have under no circumstances. So these are sentences, they are not questions, even though the order is verb then subject. So let's go ahead. Here, let me clear that. Okay, here we have it. The statement is something like, I had never felt so embarrassed. So the order here, subject, verb, object. Okay, subject, verb, object. Then what about I want to make an inversion? When you are making an inversion, you're going to do it this way. You will change the order. What did we do here? We have it. The subject is the verb. The subject is the verb there. Let me check it here. Yes, here. The subject is the verb, and we started with the verb, and the object the same as it is. So when you see the word inversion, the first thing comes to you is we will change the order. This is the meaning of inversion. Inversion is to crisscross things. Start with a verb, then we will have the sentence. So subject, verb, no, it will be a verb and a subject. But we have to have one of these words, okay? One of the words that we've got. So let's try to do some exercise. In your books on page 71, You should not use a mobile phone in the library. So, in no account, we will start with the word account. On no account, so we have it here. We have should and you, should you. So, we have should you use a mobile phone in the library. Number 2. You can't leave the hall before the speaker has finished the lecture. In no circumstances, under no circumstances, we can't, so it will be can't we. Can we leave the hall before the speaker has finished his lecture? And the no is for this negative. Number 3, you will understand the tragedy when you see the pain on the children's faces. Only when you see the pain on the children's faces, then here, will you instead of you will there. So we have it here. Here, yes, you will understand. So we have it. Sorry. Will you, and we inverted this, so it became will you. We had just started our picnic when it started raining. So we got it here. The idea here is hardly had we started our picnic when it started raining. So, had we. I seldom write letters nowadays. So, rarely do I write. Where have we got the idea of do from? We don't have a write. Consists of two things. The action, which is write, and we have here, it is do. And we have a do here. Number 6. It is not at all certain that we will. So, that we will. So, we will use it here. By no means it is certain that we will. Is it certain that we will win tomorrow's game? So, it is it. Claire had just switched on her computer when there was a power cut. So, had, we would say here, no sooner had Claire switched on her computer than there was a power cut. Had Claire instead of Claire had. One more. She didn't answer a single question in class during the whole term or semester. We would say not even a single question she did she answer in class during the whole term. So what did we do with the whole thing here? We are making an inversion. We are changing the order. We have a similar exercise in your workbooks, which is on page 49 as well. Yes, page 49 in your workbooks, we will do a similar exercise, which is going to be here. Yes, he rarely uses his credit card. So I want you to use the inversion form. You will use the inversion form. So he rarely uses. What helping verb do we have here? We have a does. So he rarely does he use. Doesn't use, we have it here as the as uses. You should not walk around in the neighborhood after dark on any account. So we would say here, it would be easy for you. We have it here. We will start with on no account, should, and we have a you. So these they are. So let's do it. It will be on no account should you walk around in that neighborhood after dark. He seldom visited his hometown when he was young. So we have, what are the keywords that we've got here? We have he, seldom, and we have also visited. What can we get from visited? We can get here a did. From the visited here, the idea of visited, you can find did. So it is seldom did he visit. So did and he. We have did and he. And visit his hometown when he was young. This is young, not wrong. Then we had never before heard such an interesting speech. So hadn't we never before had we heard such an interesting speech. So had and we, hadn't we. I had hardly started eating when Danielle showed up. Then hardly had I. I had is had I. I didn't tell you to keep the truth from the police at any time. So here we're going to use it, did and I. At no time did I tell you to keep the truth from the police, Daniel. Okay, so I told you not to keep it from the police. So let's refer back to the idea that an inversion is the idea of you will switch here, you will subject, and the verb is going to be a verb and a subject. Let's say a subject here. Okay, it will be the subject. Okay, I believe that's it for today. Thank you for your time.